Yeah, hi. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late out of date RAW review. I'm like better now, I'm better from recovery from my sickness. Now I'm like better, thankfully. Thanks for the support. So I did watch Raw, or tried to. I will say it definitely helped getting me a little bit sleepy, because the show was pretty boring. So it was kind of the same old, I will say the show was better than last week. I'll give credit to that. The show was better than last week because it wasn't as boring as freaking last week, and it definitely wasn't like trash as last week. Last week was very terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Absolutely god awful. Booked terribly. It was a waste of time, especially as a taped show. This is definitely way worth. It was just better than last week for damn sure. Plus, I will say this: at least they opened the show with something. They did something. To make you kind of care. And in the main event, at least even though it was very predictable and we seen the match before, at least there was story involved, so I can't really hate on it. So at the end of the day, the show wasn't really as bad. So it was still pretty boring, but it was not the worst Raw you ever seen. So I'll give credit to that with Monday Night Raw. It didn't make me want to feel like I want to die. It didn't make me want to kill myself. It wasn't that terrible of a show. So, congrats to Monday Night Raw. You did not make me want to kill myself while watching the show. You were not that terrible, but you were still pretty boring. Grab your Coca-Colas. See, the beauty of feeling better, I can drink my colas magnificently, ladies and gentlemen. Grab your Coca-Colas, drink it magnificently. Spider-Man bitches go, oh shit, on the big black couch, ladies and gentlemen. That's the beauty. That's what life is about. Drinking a nice cola, drinking magnificently. Oh shit, cheers, motherfuckers, cheers. Cheers, very comfy. That's good stuff. It's good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Very good. Oh, I'll pick it up later. Anyways, yeah, that's the beauty of life, ladies and gentlemen. Beauty of life. So the show started, they wasted time. They started the show with where they wasted time, here's a bunch of people here, blah, blah, blah. But then, when we see Bronson Reed gets attacked by Seth Rollins. And then, a little brawl ensues or whatever, then Rollins decided to go into the ring. He's like, we're not wasting time, you want me? I don't know, he basically was saying let's not waste time, count out here, let's fight or whatever. So, even though I think it's corny, with Seth Rollins trying to be some badass when he's not a badass, I will say it's better than him acting like a freaking, with his stupid sing-along, corny, gay-ass fucking sing-alongs where whoa, it's better than that, so I give credit to that. We didn't see that shit. We didn't see where Seth Rollins acts like a fucking homoerotic motherfucker, where he comes out and go, whoa, whoa, shut up, you fucking bag. Really. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord that did not happen. So I give credit to that. We see then Bronson Reed come out, he's tossing around security, and then him and Rollins brawl for a bit. He kind of Rollins was struggling to basically fight him off or whatever, but Rollins found a way to basically outsmart him or whatever.
Yeah, cut it, Billy. Let's get crazy right here, right now. Bronson Reed, you want to be famous, big boy? I'll make your ass famous. Get out here, let's fight.
Again, how many times we have seen somebody, let me make your ass famous. That's literally what Undertaker's American Badass catchphrase, And then other people has ripped it off. Why? How many times are we going to see people say that, Whatever. And then Bronson Reed. He goes to attack Rollins, beats him down, and then, he was about to tsunami him through the announce table, but then Seth Rollins has smart and walks away. I would have liked to see I would like to see Rollins maybe attack him, take advantage of that, maybe hit him with a few chairs, maybe even a curb stomp, and that way, but then eventually they keep brawling, which they do brawl the entirety of the show somewhat. I just think that's what should have happened instead of Rollins being scared basically and couldn't fight back or whatever, you know what I mean? That was fine, I guess, but it just kind of was predictable in my honest opinion, It's just, but at least it's just, the show started with something, I'll give credit to that. We then see Jackie Redmond had an interview with Damage Control, how they have unfinished business with Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill. Liv Morgan decides to interrupt the interview because she wants to talk about Nia Jax, what she did to her last week. Liv says that Nia's jealous of her because she has it all. She has the Women's World Championship, Daddy Dom, the Judgment Day, and Raquel Rodriguez. And after Crown Jewel, she'll have the biggest and they'll have it all of the bragging rights. Then Damage Control interrupts and I don't know, they speak Japanese or whatever, and then Liv Morgan's like, well, I don't know what you're saying, and tag team championship, we won them before. Not that and we can easily go for them again type of deal. This leads to a match later in the show and whatever. Just typical segment leads to a match cliche, whatever. It's announced we're going to see a tag team tournament match, and it's they're basically ripping off what they're doing on SmackDown, just on Raw. It's really? Really? Or I don't know which show ripped off whatever. It's they have no ideas. They're doing the same shit basically on both shows. Again, I don't think there needs to be 2 tag championships. There's really no need for 2. Again, if the women can have one tag championship, why the fuck does the men need 2? Just saying. So, anyways, let's talk about the big news of this show. So, Samantha Irvin is no longer the announcer for Monday Night Raw. She basically has left WWE. Listen, I don't hate Samantha Irvin. I think she's fine at what she does. And yeah, that was the big news that she left WWE. She departed. She is obviously the fiance of, not obviously, not that everyone knows or cares. I'm kind of surprised, Ricochet is dating her, because, Ricochet, he likes to finger his own ass, or he's pretty much a fag, I don't know. I'm surprised, I guess he's using it as a closet, I don't know, whatever. But that's their business. Samantha Irvin, I do think she is somewhat talented as an announcer. I do get why people like her, but I also get why people don't like her. I do think she is a lot at times. I think, yeah, Chelsea, agree! That's annoying, and whatever. And trying to be extra when she doesn't need to be. But at the same time, at least she has a voice. She's actually a recognizable voice. She also is a good singer. So I do think she has talent, and there's a place for her in pro wrestling to be as an announcer. I do think she is a good announcer. And plus, I do like how she announces Gunther. So I do give credit to that. I do think I like how she pronounced Gunther. So that's something. Or Louis, I like that. I like what she does, somewhat. Her leaving WWE, again, there's no real reason why she's leaving, aside from maybe being spending more time with Ricochet and her family. Some people say it's because she's going to go on to pursue a singing career, which is good for her. Hopefully she becomes a good singer. That's good for her. Other than that, people obviously say, is she going to AEW? That's the big news, obviously. Is she going to AEW? It wouldn't surprise me, but apparently, Ricochet said she's not going to AEW, so relax. But at the end of the day, if she doesn't, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. It's not like people are going to watch the show just because she's going to be the announcer, So, AEW has more problems where, just because Samantha Irvin, if she goes to AEW, that's not going to be, some game changer thing. So, it's not going to make a difference, and who cares if she even goes to, AEW in all honesty. If anything, we actually got something good in return, which was, so here's the highlight of the show itself too. Lillian Garcia is back as the full-time announcer for Raw. And I like it, I love Lillian Garcia as an announcer. Well, it brings that old schoolness. It brings that kind of old school ruthless aggression era style type of, again, she was again, if you don't want to talk about announcers, obviously Howard Finkel is the legend himself. Even Mean Gene Okerlund's a legend himself. Justin Roberts is not bad. I don't hate Justin Roberts as some people may, obviously Tony Chimmel is great, but Lillian Garcia is one of the most recognizable, and honestly, for a woman, she is honestly one of the best women announcers, or even if not the best women's announcer in WWE. And I'm happy she's back. So if anything, we at least have a great announcer like her. At least she's back, and she's definitely the best. If anything, that's a great trade-off. Okay? I honestly, personally, I like Lillian Garcia more. Heck, I wouldn't mind if, let's say we have maybe, maybe Samantha Irvin. If she was still in WWE, she would be on SmackDown. And Monday Night Raw, we have Lillian Garcia. Those are perfect announcers. I don't know who they have for SmackDown. I don't know what they have for NXT. It is whatever. I'm just surprised at how come Tony Chimmel is still not there as an announcer. I don't know. But at the end of the day, we are taken care of. We are, all hope is not lost. Lillian Garcia being there as announcer, she's a legend, and she's really good. I don't know why people pretend to hate her. I don't know. It is what it is. Sure, and so unfortunately people are criticizing Lillian because she messed up for a little bit. She messed up saying #1 contenders or something, whatever. Oh yeah, she hasn't been announcing for a long time. It's not a big deal. I think that's funny. In the end of the day, at least she's back. It's not like she can't say in contenders. So she's a veteran. Okay, people make mistakes. It's not like unless she for some reason makes mistakes in the future more than this, then I don't know if she's still qualified. But at the end of the day, she still is a great announcer. There's nothing to be angry about, in all honesty. I don't know why people are going to tend to hate on Lillian Garcia. Because I get that's also the thing, too. We live in this sad world where people think Samantha Irvin's the greatest, or they're very simpy. A lot of people are going to fucking pretend to say Lillian Garcia doesn't deserve to be in as an announcer, which is why? Have you not watched WWE from back in the day? And that I say, most likely, those people, they probably never watched back in the day, or they just are not real wrestling fans. And they don't know what they're talking about. And Lillian Garcia still looks great for her age. I'm sure a lot of people would invite her to the big black couch. Give her Coca-Cola and style splash and inspire me to bitches go shit oh shit, To me, I don't think Lillian Garcia is my type in sense, but I'm not saying she's not a bad looking woman. Good for her, and and hopefully, good on her. Good on her being back. I do think Samantha Irvin is beautiful for herself too. But hey, in the end of the day, they're both great announcers. I just think that Lillian Garcia is a great trade-off, and it also brings that old school type of feel where hey, I remember Lillian Garcia. She was an announcer when I was watching when I was a kid. I'm happy she's back. It's not a bad thing that she's here. She's honestly, again, is arguably one of the best announcers in wrestling. And her being the announcer for Monday Night Raw is great. It's cool. It's definitely weird. It's definitely weird, that the people who are in WWE, she's it's like you switch up people from sometimes. It's weird her now not announcing John Cena or Randy or Orton or people from the past, because it makes you sad about the past. Where have we gone from great wrestlers being on the show and people who are literally honestly cosplays wrestlers? These wrestlers are not stars, which is why I miss wrestling is just not the same anymore. There are not stars. There are not a lot of stars in wrestling anymore, sadly. So whatever. It is what it is, people. Okay. Anyways, I'll be comfy right now. Anyways, first match: The New Day defeats the Authors of Pain in the number one contenders match. What does that tell you about so much for the Authors of Pain? Like, they're big dudes, and yet they can't even beat up the New Day. And so much for, like, it's 50-50, whatever. Anyways, the New Day won because of R-Truth interrupting, because he attacked The Miz, and that distracted the Authors of Pain or whatever. And then eventually, R-Truth is in the ring. He gets attacked by the Final Testament. And, The Miz was with the Final Testament. I guess, like, The Miz is in alliance with them for some reason, but whatever. They all attack R-Truth. So I guess planting the seeds for the future Xavier Woods heel turn. We saw Xavier Woods, he held back Kofi from helping R-Truth. That's none of our business and whatever. So basically we're seeing planting seeds of a Xavier Woods heel turn. Not that I really give a shit, but there you go. They're planting seeds for it, right? Eventually R-Truth does get saved with the blackout. And it's the Wyatt Six. So the Wyatt Six, they blacked out the show, and then they show up, and they save R-Truth, and they attack the Final Testament. The Miz, he's scared, and he's all cuddled up, and then we see Uncle Howdy, aka Bo Dallas. He was gonna go attack the Miz, but then Paul Ellering takes the place of the Miz. He pushes him away basically, and basically Bo Dallas or whatever, Uncle Howdy does the mandible claw. I mean, here's the thing. It's whatever. I don't hate this. At the end of the day, really, this is gonna be the next feud for the Wyatt Six. They're attacking the Miz and the Final Testament. It's again, they're gonna feud with people who don't really matter. And it's this is just a reason to just make people pretend to care about the Wyatt Six when they really haven't done anything. There's no real story about this. Why are they, again, we still don't know the whole idea of the Wyatt Six. Is their goal trying to help stop betrayals or family people taking advantage of others, something is that the idea? That's what people allude to, but it was never established. So what's the reason to care about the Wyatt Six as characters and their story? Where's the hero's journey in this? Again, we gotta talk about characters and stories here. What is the story? And why, for some reason, they care about the R-Truth and what's going on with the Miz and them. Why do they care? Why is this supposedly, the modern Undertaker type of sense, at least when Undertaker would show up and stop people, it'll be a purpose. What's the purpose of this? And then, will it really matter? This is, again, just something for them to do. They, again, and this is also happening when the Wyatt Six was not on TV for weeks. So is that the trend now? They're gonna fucking take a break for weeks and then show up some reason or way, and then eventually they'll take a break again and then show up when something is not planned to happen, and they decide to book them to face somebody when nobody has anything to do. What's next? They're gonna fucking feud with Xavier Woods or something? I don't know, something like that. I don't know. It is what it is. Captain Kelly has a backstage interview with Jey Uso. He says, it's ironic. I'm in the city of burning love, where I have no love for my brothers. I stand where I told them the Bloodline last week on SmackDown. As time I is concerned, I promise by the end of the night, the crowd will be hearing and still Intercontinental Champion Jey Uso. Yeet. No family business or something. I don't know, whatever. That's what he said. We get a Raquel Rodriguez promo, which we finally get a reason. That's the thing. They waited 2 weeks or 3 weeks to finally explain Raquel Rodriguez instead of doing this on in the ring with Liv. So at least they explain it. But at the same time, they waited too long. And, like, couldn't they have done this on a promo earlier? But whatever. We see Raquel Rodriguez. He says, Rhea Ripley says her business won't end with the Judgment Day until she gets the Women's World Champion back. As long as I'm around, that's never gonna happen. Costing you at Bad Blood was a warning shot. Don't think I forgot what you did to Liv. You tore her shoulder apart and you took her out for 6 months. I also haven't forgot what you did to Liv and myself when you cost us the Women's Tag Championships. Rhea, the only reason why you got rose to the top is because I was gone. And I'm back now. And the smartest thing you to do is walk away. And we all know you're not going to do that. Since you won't end this, I will. So at least there's a reason. You know, at least there's a reason. So I give it that. But do I care? Meh. It's whatever. I mean, would I care maybe some Bron panties involved? Maybe. Maybe fucking Raquel becomes, I don't know, the dominant version of the relationship of her and Liv. Maybe some HLA stuff. That would be nice. But yeah, I don't care. I don't really care. I mean, that would be cool. Like some rating shit. Eventually we see, like, for some reason, like, Liv, she's like very promiscuous and she doesn't care about Dom anymore. She just ends up being with fucking Raquel. That would be funny. I don't know. Just wishful thinking. But other than that, like, who really cares? I mean, it is what it is. Sure, story, but like, I don't know. Second match. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez defeated Damage Control by disqualification because of some stupid shit about NXT. They got disqualified because Damage Control won this match. I did not take care about this shit, by the way. So Damage Control won this match because of some NXT bitches, which is like what, the Metaphor, whatever. It was Lash Legend and Kalani, I don't know, some other black bitch. Yeah, baby, sexy black bitch. I'm gonna get big weave and shit. I'm gonna Shakisha on your ass. They got their big weaves. They're gonna go fucking ham on y'all, like whatever. Nobody cares. It's the sexy black bitch. They're the typical sassy black bitches. You know, the same gimmick that every black bitch has in WWE. And no one cares. Whatever. They got big weaves and yum, we like, yeah, bitch, yo, we sexy, bitch, yes, bitch, yes. Like, whatever. That's what happened. They attack Damage Control, but then they get confronted by Raquel and Liv, but then Rhea Ripley shows up, and then I don't know, we then see Rhea Ripley, she goes to attack Rodriguez and Liv. Dominic gets in the way, and then Ripley throws Dom back out in the ring, and then, whatever. Morgan and Rodriguez pulled Dom, I don't know, just some stupid shit. It is what it is. We then see Rollins get in the backstage brawl with Bronson Reed again, and then he makes their match official for Crown Jewel. They kind of kept brawling after their brawl in ringside, and then they brawl like later on the show, like here, and their match is official. Whatever. It's fine. I mean, I would wish, like, you know, maybe like to make people care this, like they keep brawling. I guess, you know, to make the show actually like, oh, what's next for Rollins and Bronson? You know, something like that. That's always something that should happen. We see a War Raiders vignette. They're gonna awards rating, and it's like, who fucking cares? Finn Balor says he's concerned about Damien Priest gunning for the World Championship again. Dominic Mysterio throws out the idea that he could beat Gunter. Then the Judgment Day starts laughing at Dominic. Raquel wants to know what Carlito actually does in the group. And then Carlito says he brings a cool factor in the Judgment Day, and he also fixes problems. He'll go have a conversation with Adam Pearce. Whatever. The third match. The Creed Brothers with American Made defeat. They lose to Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. You see, when the show started, they teased like we're gonna see the big match between the Creed brothers and American Alpha Academy, whatever. I think that was the goal. Like that was what they teased, and yet they're not even going with that. Not that I give a fuck, but like whatever. So much for that, but you know whatever. Oh yeah, and they showed like earlier in the show when they're like everyone was being showcased. In the opening of the show, they showed that Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, they're like disgusted to see Dominic on a truck. What's Rey Mysterio going from like being like a concerned dad to like all of a sudden does not give a fuck about his son anymore? Like what kind of dad is that? Like a dad would like still kind of like I don't know, still is like even though like they would have issues, they'll still like I don't know have an ounce of care. Maybe I don't know. I guess like life is it's whatever. Carlito tells Adam Pearce that Dominic Mysterio wants to should be the next person against Gunter for the World Championship. That makes Priest laugh. Priest says he'll consider it if Dom can be a former world champion next week. There's a weekly reminder that Pierce needs to drink. I need a drink because how shit this show is. So thanks for reminding me I need a drink. Plus, to keep it the gimmick. It keeps me holy. Because I am the holiest man in the world. But this show does not make me holy. It's good stuff. I don't like drinking nice cola after feeling better from a sickness. Oh, but cola's not good for you. It's good for me. Okay? When you're the holiest man in the world, Coca-Cola will always be on your side and be good for you. That's the life of Zubair. That's Zuby style. Cappy Kelly has a backstage interview with Gunter. He says, I don't understand why Cody Rhodes doesn't always want to drag his personal friends into business matters. But I love the drama. He's a fantastic champion, but let's be honest, he's not on my level. Everything he touches turns into gold. Everything I touch was turned into gold. I'll be in Brooklyn this Friday at SmackDown. And then Jamie Priest shows up. He says, I want to remind you, I'm coming back for the World Championship, but I'm not looking for a handout. I'll earn this opportunity. And just handle your business at Crown Jewel because we have a major problem at you and the other side. Okay, you're not looking for handouts. Motherfucker, you're the former world champion. Technically, you kind of earn your way back because you handled your shit, and you're basically number one contender because you didn't get your rematch. Oh, but they don't do rematch. I don't give a fuck. They're bullshit when they freaking do rematches for a lot of stupid shit title match. They literally did a rematch for the Intercontinental Championship on this show. And you're not going to do a on and back. I mean, obviously this is the problem here. Why didn't Damian Priest get a rematch after SummerSlam? I don't know, something like during his feud with Balor? Like, if you want to make people care about the show, like, why didn't he maybe, I don't know, challenge? Like, this is how I would have done things. Like, he could have handled his issue with Ben. They did that pay-per-view after SummerSlam. Was it Clash at, whatever. What is it? Clash at Berlin, Bash at Berlin, whatever. They should have done this. After that show, Damian Priest wants a rematch. They could have done it like again, they had was it Labor Day? Around that time they had Labor Day. They had Labor Day holidays. If you want to make people care about the show, they should have done that show Labor Day weekend or whatever, or even a show after Labor Day. I'm pretty sure that the show after the Raw, the Raw, the next Raw, it was the season premiere. You want to do these things, the season premieres and all this shit. Why not build to things like you do Gunter and Priest around that time? But then, you had guys like Balor getting involved. Simply that way you could have had that match at Bad Blood and simple shit like that. You have to, he's had his eye for the World Championship. It's not too hard to book wrestling shows. Just look at what they did in the past. Just think of what happened in the past when wrestling was good. Just see, if Vince Russo would book this show like this. If guys who, Brian Gwert, all these great writers for wrestling shows, if this is how it would be booked. Whatever, man. They obviously don't know or they care. The main event, Bron Breakker defeated Jey Uso. This was very predictable. I mean, if they could have had Jey Uso. You know what would have been a different and unique thing to do than just the predictable, oh, Bloodline got involved and that cost Jey Uso the match? Maybe if they actually helped Jey Uso win this match, and then they try to help get him on his good side. But then Jey Uso doesn't give in, and that would lead to Solo wanting himself the Intercontinental Championship. Or heck, even maybe like Jacob Fatu wanting the Intercontinental Championship. You know, that's what I would have done. Especially when you had that idea. When you presented us the idea of Bron Breakker versus Jacob Fatu. That little interaction that got the fans hyped. Because they did that. They showcased somewhat almost the idea of Jacob Fatu and Bron Breakker. The idea of two of them going at it. That's already something to look forward to right there. So, either they should have called an audible or should have just thought that themselves. They should have thought of that idea. Either this match could have been a no contest or just something to like keep Jey Uso as champion. Because now you're just kind of proving Vince Russo right. The fact that Rikishi is angry at Vince Russo because this is what WWE did. They literally gave the title back to Bron Breakker. So what does that tell you about Jey Uso's run so far? Like, and again, it's a prop, right? And again, I don't have a problem where people like, oh, why did he lose the title back to Bron Breakker? First of all, it's not a problem when they do certain things like this, in my honest opinion. It's not a problem, and to me, this is not hot potato, okay? This is not hot potatoing the title. People need to know what hot potato actually means. This is not hot potatoing the title. This, again, it helps further the story. Not that I'm saying that I like this, but it does further the story in the end of the day where, yeah, the Bloodline got involved. It's very predictable, though, but it did help, like, again, further the story with Jey Uso. He's going to be angry at the Bloodline because they costed him the title. Even though it's kind of his fault for even being involved with this shit, but whatever. So Jey Uso lost. The match was fine. I mean, I was intrigued because the Bloodline got involved. So we did see the Bloodline like, oh, they got a ticket. Solo got a ticket there, John. He got a ticket. Bro, Brie Bell got a ticket there, John. She got a ticket. I'm getting fucking stupid 2014 vibes where like, Brie Bell brought a ticket there, John. Ugh. God, I'm getting fucking Smart Busters vibes where like, Brie Bell got a ticket to see Stephanie and Nikki. Like whatever. So, Solo brought a ticket. The Bloodline brought a ticket. Solo was kind of helping Jey. He was trying to help Jey. It's like, he's here for you. He wants to support him, whatever. We then see Tamatunga and Tangalea. Like, there's like, patting him, like, yeah, come on, maybe you could do this. And then, like, Jey Uso's like, you know, why you touching me? And he kicks them. Like, okay. Like, they're trying to help you. But then Solo's like, oh, what are you doing, man? I'm trying to help you. I'm here to support you. And he even pushes Jey out of the way, and he got speared by Bron Breakker. Like, already, like, I'm kind of intrigued. You know, I will say, that's actually intriguing. Then we see Solo, it was not Solo, Jacob Fatu. He's angry. And he kind of confronts Bron Breakker. But then, Jey Uso, he does a body splash onto both of them. But then, and that makes, once when he was going to go for like a spear to Bron Breakker, Jacob Fatu gives him a super kick and a Samoan drop onto the table. And then that opens the door where Bron Breakker does a spear in the ring, and he wins. I was kind of hoping, like, Solo, like, you know what, what would have been funny? He's like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing, Jacob? Like, it would have been funny if, like, Solo was like, yo, we shouldn't have done that, man. Why are you doing? And then, like, it just, like, you know, easily could be unresolved. Like, yo, okay, yeah, I get it. I love you, man. Don't worry. It's all good. Like, you know, like, we should have seen, like, he's, like, really, like, oh, I'm about to choke. I'm about to fucking cough. Like, we should have seen Solo been, like, he really wants his brother to be the champion still. You know, that would have been funny. But regardless, what happened. Obviously, this is leading to, like, Jey, because, again, I get it. What is he going to do with the Intercontinental Champion? He's going to be in this Bloodline Civil War type of shit. But, like, at the end of the day, it could lead up to other ideas. Like, again, it helps, but at least if the Intercontinental Champion was still on Jey Uso, at least, like, it gives the title, like, something to look forward to what he's going to do as a champion. And, again, being involved of one of the biggest storylines in WWE, no matter what, even though it has gotten stale, at least it's something to give a fuck about. You know? We could even see, like, Jey versus Jacob Fatu, Jey versus Solo even for the IC title. And heck, that could even open the door for Jacob Fatu versus Bron Breakker. You know, like, if Bron Breakker was to feud with one of who knows? You never know. Maybe this could even lead to, like, some sort of alliance with Bron Breakker and Jey Uso, if they were to do stuff like that. You know? I mean, I would be signed up for that. If this also wouldn't have been a big issue if Bron Breakker did not turn back to being heel. Like, this all would have worked out also. If just, like, why did they have to turn him back to being a heel after 1 week? Because I feel like if they didn't do that, this would have opened to more possibilities of what they could have done with Bron Breakker as a babyface. He could easily go on to feud with guys like Solo Sikoa, Bron Breakker. Again, Jacob Fatu. Like, that itself, it's intriguing. But no, they decided to turn him heel, and he's gonna fucking feud with other jobbers. Probably have 50-50 with them, and then lose the title to eventually to sadly a jobber, which he shouldn't lose to a jobber. At least when he lost the title to Jey Uso, at least it's somewhat like, it means something, you know? Alright, I mean, other than like wishful thinking of things would have been more interesting to do and less predictable, at least there was story involved, so I can't really hate the main event. The main event wasn't bad or whatever. It was intriguing. It was an okay match. Okay ending, somewhat, you know. It was predictable, though. The show wasn't bad. I mean, or it wasn't the worst show. It was pretty boring still. But it was definitely better to, like, last week and weeks prior, I guess, you know. I'll give it that. So, it just, like, to me, though, I will say this. It's like, man, Raw has so many meaningless title matches. Like, what is with these meaningless title matches every week rather than building up to the fucking pay-per-views? I mean, I would rather if they had kind of, like, maybe built up, like, again, the big rematch for Bron Breakker and... Unless, like, you know, who knows? Like, what if they were to do another rematch at Crown Jewel? Like, this is why, like, can we, for once, see matches build to pay-per-views? Like, title matches build to pay-per-views? Like, can we actually see the IC title defended on the pay-per-view? And all these other title matches instead of just every time we see a title match on Raw? Like, I do like the idea of, like, title matches on Raw. Like, it's really rare we see, like, world title matches on Raw, but it's like, we always see mid-card title matches and tag title matches and whatever. It would be nice to at least give a fuck about them if there's stories involved. There's no stories involved. That's the problem. It's barely, at least. Anyways, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm just keep it real, get your gains, your calls magnificently. That's probably Miss Bitches go, oh shit. That's all I gotta say. Until next time. Peace. Yeah, bye. Not a terrible show, but it wasn't really that great regardless, but it's better than the usual, you know? Peace, people. Yeah, bye.